Hello and welcome to the Monarchs Friday Focus. Myself, Graham Munsey, joined by Dave Harloway as we look back on the Monarchs' 52-38 victory against the Scunthorpe Scorpions. We'll talk to Kai Thompson of the Monarchs, Theo Piper of the Scorpions, and our race of the week, Heat 14, a fantastic race between Piper and Monarchs' Josh Pickering. Dave, a few people had predicted a close match and they're up to it, and it was certainly close throughout. Then the Monarchs, depending on what way you want to look at it, either the Monarchs showed their strength over the last few heats or the Scorpions ran out of steam. A big end to the meeting, 5-1, 4-2, 5-1 the last few races, and that was the difference. And 3 points on the table for the Monarchs, and the Scorpions go home empty-handed.
Yeah, difficult night all round with the rain coming through and persisting all the way through. So a hard night, and as you say, Scunthorpe probably did run out of steam a wee bit, but the Monarchs were strong at the end. We know we're strong in Heat 13 and Heat 15, and we also had a wee bit of cameo Kai brilliant in Heat 12 and Joe Lawler shown in Heat 14, passing Adam Ellis in the first running, which is probably what's caused that rerun, and a solid win, 52-38. Scorpions get 0 points, Monarchs on 3. Yeah, that's what we're after.
One of those nights was a bit everything, wasn't there? We had a big rain shower during it, we had a few stoppages. I believe one of the tractors broke down, there was a small fire broke out outside the stadium. Not a fun night for anyone. Everyone was a bit embattled after it.
The midges are here battling away still, yeah.
It's lovely wet summer, the midges are back. All of this we'll try. I remember some of the old Friday Focusy show where we're batting them out, and I actually remember one at my eye once when doing it, so they don't seem to be quite as bad tonight, but if you see any of us swiping away at things, that's what's causing it. But Dave, back to the action on the track. It was a tough one, wasn't it? The Scorpions were sharper out the gate in the early stages, that's what kept them close. The rainfall we had meant it was a little bit of follow the leader for a few races. But as the track kind of came back to the riders from sort of heats 9 or 10 on, the Monarchs kind of showed their strength and some cracking racing over those last 4 or 5 races.
No, exactly that. We had a good start to the meeting with Sam and Nathan picking up the 4-2 and we're looking good, Richie looking good, then suddenly that rain shower in Heat 4 and you see Richie crossing the line in Heat 4, you're wondering, will we see another race? Never mind with the fact we're seeing the races at the quality we've got in Heat 14. Yeah. It's a tough night for all the boys, but they pulled through, and apart from maybe Willie's scores probably flattered them a wee bit, but the main 5 are all looking decent tonight. Yeah,
and of course you mentioned that they're led from the front by our top men. Sam Masters paid maximum, Richie Worrell just that one defeat, and that was probably a surprise for him. I think he thought he'd made the gate, and then Theo Piper using that inside line.
I don't think you think anybody would be competitive in the conditions we had, but Piper loves those conditions, and we saw that tonight. Back to his absolute best.
Yep, and then Josh Pickering. I think I got a bit blinded there. The light came on next to me, put me off halfway through there. Josh Pickering with 10 from 4 and 2 fantastic battles with Theo Piper, one of which we'll see a wee bit later in race of the night, and probably the early contender for race of the season as well.
Definitely, Theo's clever. He knows Josh is going to be outside, and he's really working it hard and making him really work hard for his points, and kept him behind. Fair play in the first one, but Josh got it in the end in Heat 14.
Yeah, and you mentioned the rest of the team battled. Willie obviously paid 7, but no, he's fastest and best of nights. But I think that Heat 2 coming together, and I think the trouble with that was some oil got into the clutch, and that caused him problems the rest of the night. And Joe, was maybe looking like a pointless night, albeit on the pace, and then first run in the Heat 14, he's past Adam Ellis before Ellis comes down, and he can take a great boost for that. We had a quick word with Alex Harkis kind of off mic and stuff after the meeting. He said he's going to be a different rider going home because of that. The boost he'll take from passing a rider of calibre Adam Ellis, and it just shows he never gave up tonight. That was his last race. It was Heat 14. The head could have went down, and he could have been ready for going home by that point, but he stuck to his task. And moments for all 7 of the Monarchs tonight. Yeah,
exactly. He could have been replaced in Heat 14, arguably, if you're just looking at the score chart, but I think it was more than fair enough giving him that race, because he ran Ellis closer in his previous ride, and it was a genuine pass on Ellis. It wasn't the conditions or anything like that. It was a good pass, and hopefully that's a great sign that he's now getting to know that track, getting to know that inside line, and can start to pick off the guys he should be beating. Yeah. I'd rather he's beating the number 6 and number 7 every week than beating the number 1, but we'll take that. So, but yeah, excellent for him. And as you say, Willie, he looked good at the first run of Heat 2 and just never quite went after that. But But no, good solid all the way through, and a good result for the Monarchs.
Yep, and another man, one man, we probably never mentioned, was Kai Thompson, and maybe not used to these conditions, but Kai stuck to his task well, finished his night with a big win in Heat 12, and we caught up with Kai after the match. So Kai, another decent night for yourself, another win for the team. Everyone must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, not too bad. Wasn't going too well for the first half, but yeah, we turned it around in the end, and yeah, a lot happier.
Yep, and you can see sort of swiping away there. A couple of new experiences for it. Probably your first time racing in this kind of weather, certainly in the UK, and your first experience of the Scottish midges. You must be enjoying that as well.
Oh man, the midges are next level. They're not good. But yeah, the weather definitely lucky it just didn't rain too heavy, but yeah, definitely challenging, and but yeah, just got to learn.
Yep, and obviously tough night with the conditions. It was all about making the start, and finding on your last one you did and you cleared off. That must give you a good feeling to finish the meeting on a high like that.
Yeah, definitely. I thought they were on my tail right to the finish line until I looked back and seen I had a fair lead. So yeah, it's a good positive to take out of the meeting. So.
And it was a key win at the time. I mean, obviously we finished strong with the 2-5-1s and the 4-2, but there was only sort of 4 points in it going into that race. So any Scorpions advantage there could have given them a big lift going into those last races.
Yeah, definitely. It was good to come out with 3 points and keep them without a point. So yeah, no, definitely happy. Full credit to the boys. And
obviously it's been a couple of weeks off the bike for yourself. I think you took advantage. You went and did a little bit of sightseeing, but you're glad to kind of get back on and get to it. Obviously down to Scunthorpe on Sunday, and that must be what you want. Busier the better.
Yeah, that's right. Busier the better. I was sort of stuck in holiday mode, which is not ideal. So, but no, hopefully we're busy. We got no racing next weekend, which is a shame, but I'll try and do some sort of riding. So yeah.
And obviously, that's 7 Monarchs match now. You've been in the country for a few months. You still settling well and happy with everything's going?
Yeah, no, really happy. We're really close from getting better points and better scores, and that's what I need. So we can keep that going. So
well done again tonight, Kai.
Yeah.
I think we sometimes forget, Dave, that Kai's only 7 matches into his UK career, and a win like that one in Heat 12 was key at the time. I mentioned it in the interview. It looked on paper like it had the chance to be a good ride, a good heat for the Scorpions. There was only 4 points in it at the time, so absolutely crucial that Kai popped out with that win and used that inside bend on the second side line, on the second bend to his advantage, and a fantastic heat one.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Opposition riders, teams will be looking at us, and they'll be looking at Heats 8, Heat 12 and Heat 14. They know the races that Richie and Sam aren't, and really targeting them.
Yeah.
But phenomenal from Kai. Never looked in doubt that Heat 12, and as you said, it's probably the first time he's experienced those conditions, racing in the rain. Even in Heat 3, he's got out well and ahead, but then he's probably thought, well, what's going on here? These conditions, but by the end of the race, he was back up to speed and looking good. And by Heat 12, loving the conditions and perfect.
If we switch over to the other side of the page now and look down the Scorpions lineup, a tough night for the Scorpions. They're going down the road a bit battered and bruised. Obviously, Thomas Jorgensen had that fall, and I think it was a shoulder injury, and it was obvious to see it was a shoulder injury. He went over the top, and we know when you go over the high side, it's an easy way for that to happen. Took one more ride, then had to withdraw. Simon Lambert had a couple of offs, was holding his wrist, I think, after Heat 8. Had a few more rides to go. Josh McDonald had a couple of falls, so they stuck well, but just were maybe a bit undermanned by the end of the match, I would say.
Yeah, definitely, and again, we talk about Heat 8. The 2 Scorpions actually jumped out into the lead and were looking good for a 5-1, but unfortunately, I'm not sure who was on the inside. It'll have been Josh on the inside, lost control and took his teammate out, which wouldn't have helped. But they battled hard, but as you said, they probably ran out a wee bit and confused us all in the stand by Connor Cole's not in race number 9 coming into that race, which confused us all. Heat 14 when they got that tactical sub, but Joe Lawler cancelled out.
Yeah, that's it. And as you say, Adam Ellis made his debut, and probably not his favourite track in the country, so he'll go home with 7 points and one heat win in there. So there maybe just wasn't that backup. No one really challenged Sam all night. Richie had that one, but undoubted star of the show for the Scorpions was Tail Piper. Rowan back the years. I couldn't believe when I seen the website preview. I said it on the commentary on the stream, and the website preview came through from Jim Milton. I actually had to double check that Tail's 41 years old now, and then actually this is his 20th year. 2001 was his first season with the Monarchs, so that might actually make it his 21st season, depending on the semantics. But seeing as how we didn't have a season last year, 20th year, and Rowan back the years. We know in conditions like this just how skilled a motorcyclist Tail is, and he was finding that inside line out the second bend time and time again. Fantastic night's work for Tail, and I think paid 12, well worth his efforts.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best we've seen him round here for a good while, and he was absolutely phenomenal. Really attacking the track, showing other guys what should be done, and giving us some cracking racing as well. So I'm sure he'll be looking forward to Sunday, because I think he was a wee bit disappointed in the end. He didn't quite hold on in that heat 14, and obviously heat 15. He said he just gave it a bit of a gamble, but it's quality from Tail tonight.
Well, there you go, Dave. You've ruined half his answers from this interview. Spoiler alerts all over the place. Only joking, of course. But we caught up with Tail after the meeting. We'll hear from him now. So, Tail, pretty good night for yourself, but a tough night and end for the Scorpions. Are you a bit disappointed to go home empty-handed?
Yeah, of course. Some of the boys are feeling pretty rough. So it's a shame we lost Thomas halfway during the match. But. Yeah, what can you say? We tried our hardest. Heat 15, I knew I had to make a start, and my clutch is dragging a little bit, so I thought I would just, chance it, and I missed. I hit the tape on the guard, so that was, it wasn't good, but it was hard against them too, so we had to do something.
The conditions pretty tough also, a pretty heavy downpour
during
the match. That's never helped things at all.
No, definitely. It was tough because especially if you had a couple of rides on the trot, because you need to hold on pretty tight, because you don't know where your bike is going to go, because the inside feels like it's like ice, if you know what I mean. So it's pretty hard. So, but we tried our best, and then Sunday again, we'll see what we can do then.
And a couple of great races between yourself and Josh Picker, and it must be pretty fun to race with a guy like Josh. You're both going to give each other room. He'll try the inside, he'll try the outside. You've got to have eyes in the back of your head sometimes.
Yeah, I've been in the sport long enough to know you don't need to take people off, and there are riders in the league who don't. So Josh is a good guy. I made a mistake. I went in a bit in a no man's land there in the middle, and he had the opportunity to go past on the inside. Normally that would have been my line.
And your season as a whole, with the Scunthorpe sitting second in the league coming into tonight, you've been riding pretty well. Another double-digit score for yourself now. You must be pretty happy with how things are going.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard. I wasn't planning to come back, but then the opportunity was there. I'm very busy with my own kids racing. And the little girl keeps saying she wants also a bike, so I don't know if that's going to go right with mummy, but we'll see how that goes. On Sunday, I need to ride, and then after my oldest one rides in the 250 and the British Championship, so it's hard going, but we just try to keep on top of it.
I think you said on your interview, Jen, it's better than working.
Well, yeah, definitely. I'm full-time working anyway on bikes. I have 4 or 5 bikes to do every week, so it's pretty crazy. But I love it. That's the thing.
Yep. So tough night for Tail, but kind of a good night. 11 points. Tough night for the Scorpions, and job done for the Monarchs. We say 52-38, 3 points in the bag, and we can now head down to Scunthorpe on Sunday looking to maintain that record. It won't be easy. Scunthorpe been very good at home, but looking to maintain that record as the only unbeaten team in the championship.
Definitely. I mean, it has been a happy hunting ground for the Monarchs over the seasons. I mean, we've had one or two we've struggled, but we've always been competitive. As they say, it's a good fair track, and it's difficult to defend some of these expert riders telling us in the pits after. But as Kai looks forward to his first trip there, and but an opportunity for Edinburgh, and again, if they've got a couple of injuries, that's you've got to take advantage of situations like that. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. But it'll be a hopefully a good Sunday afternoon of racing.
Yeah, and obviously before we head down on Sunday, we can't leave you without our heat of the week, and. There was a couple of good races tonight, Dave, but there was one that stood out, and I'm sure our editor will love this again. We're going to give you some bonus action like we did a couple of weeks ago. Here's the first and second run-ins at Heat 14.
It's going to be Joe Lawler coming into Gate 1. He couldn't have much of a tougher race than this. Adam Ellis is in gate 2. He's had a couple of thirds in his last 2, but I think we all know what he's capable of. Josh Pickering coming from gate 3, undaunted by the task in front of him, and crafty Theo Piper. No, it's Ellis on gate 4, of course, and it's Piper on gate 2. I told you I was having trouble recognising Theo. Josh has made a good one. Overlocking a bit there, and is he going to get ahead? Yes, he has. Joe Lawler's in about the Scorpions as well. Pickering just in front. Piper using that inside line. Lawler's got ahead of Ellis. And Ellis has fallen at the back. The race has had to be stopped. Oh, a great effort by Joe Lawler there.
Yep, absolutely fantastic effort by Lawler there to get under Ellis. It was a bit of an untidy first and second by Josh. He made such a good jump. Then I don't know if he maybe couldn't make up his own mind what he wanted to do and looked over a lock, which in turn actually balked Ellis, so he'd taken care of Adam, and then managed to keep the speed on and get round Piper.
He was sticking to that outside line, even though Theo had that gave Theo the inside line, but he was quick enough to stay in front. It was a terrific effort by really both the Monarchs there. Okay, let's concentrate on heat 14. We've got another battle, and we've better make sure not to discount Joe Lawler this time. He's on gate 1, Theo Piper in gate 2, and Josh Pickering in gate 3. Piper's away better this time, and he's got that inside line, but here comes Josh galloping round the outside. Not quite there. Oh my goodness, how is Josh staying on? Theo knows exactly where Josh is going to go, so that's why he's riding wider. Josh cutting back this time. Fantastic effort. Once again, he's just short. Going for that big blast again. It's incredible how he can do that. Here comes Josh Pickering thundering through. Theo Piper back on the inside line. What a race. Josh holds it. Josh on the outside. Picker down the back straight. What a ride by Josh Pickering. An almost equally good ride by Theo Piper there. That was the race of the night, definitely. I don't know how Josh can go that fast into the corners on the outside line. It's just a breathtaking sight.
So heat number 14, a fantastic win in red for Josh Pickering. Second in white, Theo Piper, and third in blue was Joe Lawler. 4-2 to the Walk the Fork Monarchs. Means the score going into the last race, 47 to the Monarchs and 37 to the Scorpions. And that means anything barring a 5-1 to the Scorpions, and they will go home empty-handed. Fantastic race there, Mike, by both. Fantastic race there, Dave, and as Mike Hunter says on the commentary, he has no idea how Josh can put it so far into that bend on Benfreen 4 with that speed and come out in front. A fantastic race by both Josh and Theo.
Yeah, exactly. The faith you've got in your own ability to go into that,
and of course
towards that fence.
So leave you that room, you know.
To go heading towards the fence at that speed, absolutely phenomenal, and absolutely brilliant from Josh. We expect no less these days. Unfortunately, he's set that standard up, but his game's been better, so it's been better, and it's great to stick that wee one in for Joe Lawler as well, so we can see that pass on Adam Ellis.
That's it. Yeah, big boost from Joe there. Fantastic ride by Josh as well, and that was the penultimate race of the night, and it'll pretty much be the last from us tonight. There you go. How's that for a wank, Dave? So as we said, final score 52-38. Here we go, everyone's happened tonight. I've now even got a flag coming in to attack me from above. 52-38 to the Walk the Fork Monarchs, 3 league points, and off we go on Sunday down to Scunthorpe. Live updates will be available on the Monarchs website, so if you can't make it down to Scunthorpe, do keep an eye on that. But until the preview show coming up on Wednesday, where we preview the Stellar Devils against the Leicester Lions to come next Friday. Thank you once again for joining us, and goodbye.
Good night.